Hi guys, Still Sky, and we have Arnie over there. If I can remember which way my fingers are supposed to go.
Hi everyone.
Um, most of y'all know I had my craft group last night. We had a lady donate 3 kitchen trash bags full of yarn. This is all I got. It's not even a full skein. I think it's like Day Glow or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to see how that runs up on the machine. Now, I got hooks. I got 3 of them that are 4.25 millimeter.
Hi Randy.
Hey, Randy. I got a 6 millimeter, 6.5 millimeter, and a 9 millimeter. So these are the 6, 6.5, and 9, and these are the 4.25. They're all boy brand. So, okay. They're going off to the side so they can be used.
Yeah.
And I did good. It was really odd though, because normally people don't ask me for yarn. They know I'll bring it when I'm ready to get rid of it. Okay. Oh, have fun. Those are always fun and messy. That pink box back there has yarn in it that I will be taking to group, because it's not yarn that will go through my machine. I just don't feel like messing with it. But ooh, sorry guys. I did something last week and I've got a pinched nerve on my hip. It's right by my side. It's my sciatic. It hasn't quite gone out on me, but it's getting close. So maybe next week I may not be walking.
Hi Susan.
Hey Susie. But majority of that yarn that's in there came from the craft group anyway, so it's just going to go back. But when I took that Harbor Freight bag full of the cakes and the skeins and stuff, I gave the majority of it to one lady. She said she had gotten, there were 70 cakes. Ooh. Nice. But there were like 10 that were white because meep meep Roadrunner. Because I had a lot of white that would not go through my machine. I was like, I'm not dealing with it. So
sounds like fun, Randy.
Or I don't know, it wasn't 70 cakes. Out of all the cakes, she made 70 hats. That's where that came from. She made 70 hats in less than a month.
Wow.
Yeah. And she took home 95% of the trash of the ones we got last night. Like I said, I only got one. Just the one. And that's just to see what it looks like knitted up. Couple of the girls got 3 or 4 skeins, but the majority went home with that one girl. What do you got, Arnie? You grabbed something. What did you get?
I just grabbed my brick.
Yeah.
So I can put it away.
Yeah. But yeah, while I was getting my leftover lasagna that I reheated, I decided to grab my bag of hooks. And these run from 2 millimeter. I think they run up to there's a 3.5. So yeah, these are all the smaller hooks. So if I was doing like amigurumis, yeah, well, we all told you that Susie's a diabetic, and she decided that she was going to take one her sugar was high. Cool, fine, take insulin, drop it. No, she doubled down and took 2 different insulins to drop it. He's in the garage and probably pissed off at me, and I don't care right now. We're having a little bit of an incident, and he does know I'm going live. Now, whether he shows up or not, that's on him because he does have access. And with me hurting like I am, I'll be honest, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm at the point with my body, I don't even care if I have a boyfriend or not right now. So, yeah. So I'm being honest and I'm being nice about it. Not in the mood to care. But yeah.
Okay.
There's boss lady. How's she doing?
She's doing okay.
I know it's been a minute, but how's everything going for after surgery?
Yeah, she's been doing good.
Good.
And her scabs are like little by little falling off.
Good. She's starting to get hair back in her strip.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't know if you could tell.
Not really. Yeah, she being a cuddle bug, so that's all good. Yeah. I miss them when they're at that stage, but neither one of mine want to play cuddle bug right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I've been doing lately. And I've got let's see, 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 8, 10, 11, 12. I've got half a dozen more red. I've got 12 more red. And then I've got white. But I also have this little half stain.
Yeah.
And then I've got a bunch of white out there and down here. And once I get through my red at least, I'm going to start Huckleberg sorting and stacking the hats over there so that I can I don't know if I'm going to leave them in totes or if I'm going to bag them up. And I've got yarn behind me that I need to move this way so that I can go through it and use that tote for that, for more hats. Because I know before I grabbed that white bin with all the red on it, which had some navy blue in the bottom, I had 42 hats counted. So not counting that white bin and the overflow, I've got 140 hats. And I have at least 20 in that bin. Probably more, but you know.
Yeah.
I have to go in and get them sorted and not in the mood. So.
Oop.
All right, y'all guys put some stuff in chat and let's figure out what to talk about.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just been. I went to group last night, and now I'm missing a hook. I have an 8 millimeter hook that's got this type of design on it, but it's a dark blue. I can't find it. And I was in the middle of the blanket with it, so it's like, ah.
Dropped it someplace?
Yeah, and dropping it in here is not a good thing.
Yeah, I'm sure one of the cats probably found it and played with it.
No, actually, they have not been coming in here lately.
Oh.
Normally, I mean, yeah, with the door open and everything, but they've decided to avoid coming in here. Don't know why. Don't care. Oh. All right. Give me 1 second. Yeah, that's the only place I could think that it would go, and it's not there.
Eventually you'll find it.
Oh yeah, it's probably it's here. That's the thing. It's over here somewhere.
Yeah.
But I just found mess up on a blanket that I'm halfway working on. So
Watch it be in a place where you didn't expect it to be. No,
or a place where I've already looked half a dozen times. Yeah. Which I think I might have even taken it in the bedroom. Okay. Ooh, pardon. I just had to frog about 10 stitches. So get that redone.
Hi, Lydia.
Hey, Lydia. Feeling all right tonight, hon? Yeah, quit that. But my fun thing is when I go to stand up, is my hip going to catch, or am I going to actually be able to stand all the way up without screaming?
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys, I'm getting old. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. I hope whatever it is gets better. If it's physical, I hope you get well soon. If it's any other, I hope you are able to get to the point where you can do your best. Yeah, I started looking around and I've got like 4 skeins of pink. And I know I've got 4 of yellow in 2 different spots. I've got 3 blue, a green, 2 brown, 2 gray, and one that is straw. The actual name of it is straw. I am hesitant to use it because I got some from Hershey's a couple years ago, and the first skein of I opened on that had like 4 or 5 ends in it, and I had multiple knots, and it was just yeah. And then I have a whole shelf of basically Karen Simply Soft, which I hate that stuff, but once I get it started, it goes through the machine like butter. And I can sit here and just continue making hats and not have to worry about it. So, oh, down to 1 person. Oh, Oh my God. Yeah, I would be messed up on that too.
Yeah, this was like 15 years ago. We were camping. All of us were in our van. We stopped to get gas, and we're facing the street, and then we see this truck turn, and it was a man crossing. He had the right of way. The truck ran him over.
Was it a pickup or a semi?
Pick Pickup truck.
Either he didn't care to see him or he just didn't see him. Now, if it'd been a semi, he might have been where the truck could not have seen him.
The guy driving the truck was under the influence. We all
Yeah.
saw. Yeah, we all saw. We were deciding who was going to stay with the guy that got ran over, and the gas station attendant decided to stay with him. And my dad just flew in the van and started checking all the backwards because he like fled.
Yeah.
And my dad, luckily, he knew the back roads and found them.
Good. Yeah, that's going to be rough, Lydia. Once he's realizes what happened, if he's any type of even halfway decent human, that's going to hit hard. And I'm sorry he's going to have to deal with that. I'm sorry the kid's family is going to be dealing with that. It should not have happened. That's the type of stuff that should never happen.
Yeah.
But that's one of those, you do stupid things, there are consequences. And unfortunately, sometimes you're the one doing the stupid stuff, but other people are paying the price, and that's not right. But
no.
Well, we'll just say God called an angel home, and we're going to leave it there and see what happens. Hopefully, the kid's family is able to start functioning in their day-to-day life decently. They're never going to get over it. And this is something people don't understand about me. I never tell someone, Arnie's mom died. I'm never going to tell him to get over it, because you don't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he had a lot left that he could have done. Yeah, I tell people, well, when you get to the point you can function in your day-to-day, you get past the major grief and everything that's there, then, that's better. His parents are never going to get over it. Oh, and he looks so sweet. He reminds me of my cousin Gray.
Yeah, it's on Lydia's post.
Night, Randy. Yeah, my cousin's Layla. Yeah, my cousin is about a year and a half older than him. He'll be 8 in December.
Yeah, litter box is in the corner there.
Oh yeah. No, I did the cat litter today, and oh my God. I got it out, got it in the bag, stood up, and about fell backwards because my hip decided that said, and it was cussing and fussing the entire time I was moving.
Yeah.
But I got most of the trash done. So I've got some other little bit more to do. And then that's it. Lock the house back up. I'm gonna take a sleeping pill and go to bed. So I should be out by 9 o'clock. Depending on what my body does with the sleeping pill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally today I I've done hardly anything. I did, pardon me, a few stitches on a washcloth. I did about 2 rows on this, which this is the one I lost the hook for. And the blanket is not for me. That's why I'm pissed I lost the hook. Because my pastor had 2 little grandboys. And, you know, with twins, there's always complications. And got one done. I just have to semi-repair it from the dog. I literally had one side to do. I had just enough yarn to finish one side. Had the yarn in a bag, had the blanket on top of the bag. I thought I shut the door. No. I get back from church. Michael told me he had untangled the dog. I'm like, no. So I had to come in here and I'm inspecting every inch of it doing this. And I've got to remove dog hair and everything else from it because she just decided she was going to sleep on the blanket.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, I come home and I had a blanket that I had started out of this, which this is Premier Puzzle. And my blankets that I'm doing right now are all, you start in the middle and you go out. So I literally had a square yay big. I had to untangle her front paw, untangle her back paw, re-untangle the front paw, and then bring the yarn in here so I could deal with that. Oh, then I had to go back to the hospital to pick Mater up. And found out my dog likes Premier Sweet Roll Frosty. Because I have a blanket that I started on that, God knows how long ago. And she pulled it out and laid on it. Like, no, I cannot take that one apart. Because I can reach it without, yeah. Okay. This is the color.
Yeah.
And it's blue. It's light blue, dark denim blue, gray, and then a kind of lightish, another shade of light blue. It's called Jack Frost. But she wants my blankets. And I'm not letting her have them. So she's not happy with me about that, but okay.
Hi, Randy.
Yeah. And I've got the hook in there, so I don't have to worry about that. So that can go back. But yeah. My dog likes my crochet. And she's allowed to like it. She's just not allowed to keep it.
Yeah.
So love her to death, but we'll have to go in the kitchen because apparently Mater had pizza last night. He had to order in pizza while I went to group when there was over half a lasagna left.
Yeah, he told me last night he had pizza.
Yeah. And you know how big those Stouffer family size lasagnas are?
Yeah.
There was about that much over half of one left. So, okay. I texted him last night, said, hey, can you do the trash, including this, this, and this, which I know need to go out. they're still in there. So when I get done here, pardon, I'll go do that. And then I'll bring the bag in here and get rid of some of the stuff that's here. So that'll be 2 black trash bags to go outside.
Yeah.
But that's okay. It's stuff out of my way, out of here, and I don't have to worry about it. Then I can work on unpinching my nerve without killing somebody. So right now, don't know how well that's going to work. Because I think I need to sleep on it, and I can't do that because I have somebody else in bed with me because I need to lay on my left and sprawl. I don't have enough room to sprawl. And he can't come in here and sleep because,
Yeah.
if he did that, I'd be in trouble because I wouldn't be able to find anything. But that's about normal though. Have you heard from anybody else on the YouTube streets?
No, I haven't heard from anyone else.
Okay. I know I talked to Sarah last week before, and she was good. Child support finally caught up with my ex, so I've gotten a little bit from him. That won't last long, but
Yeah.
I can save it for my November yarn purchase. Maybe.
Tomorrow night I'll be doing bingo on my channel.
Yeah, and I will probably be asleep. I know I need to go to church because one of the ladies needs some yarn needles, and I found some. They're cheap plastic, but hey, they work.
Yeah.
And that's all that counts is she's able to put the yarn ends under the hats when she loom knits them. Yeah, I got 5 people watching. Y'all guys step up and talk. Let's see what's going on. But yeah, it's a day, it's a night, and we made it this far. That's all I care about right now is I made it this far. And I got to I definitely got to go to church because I got to take my notes to the president of our group because there was a scheduling mix-up and she was not able to be there last night. So. Yeah, her job normally only has her work weekend afternoons. They scheduled her for a Thursday evening. So she'll get that straightened out and she'll be all good.
Yeah.
So, I know we went to go this is really funny but not funny. It's funny in that it was coincidental, but it's not laughing funny. We went to go into our normal meeting area, which is a small church that's basically an add-on building to our normal church. And that's where they have the youth and the children's church. We went in there. Okay, first thing I do is I set my stuff down in the back row chairs, head over towards the AC. The plate that's on the wall for the AC is off. The front plate was gone.
Hi, Ashley.
Hey, Ashley. Hey, don't worry. You showed up If not, run me in the background. Don't just as close to mute as you want, anytime you need it. And I looked at our VP and said, "Hey, no AC." She looked at me and I held up the faceplate. She goes, "Yeah." She went and made a phone call, and we went to the other side of the main church to hold our group. We were fine. We got in there, got cool, and it was all good.
Yeah.
So, hey, Miguel. And I'm glad you were able to come in after a nap. Well deserved after running around all day. I know you got a lot of stuff to do, so that you are able to show up and that you bothered to show up that's great. That's good. So, but yeah. So we ended up taking everything that we had, which was, hey, Robert.
Hi, Robert.
Yep. I saw that you had an appointment and that you'd gone live while you were waiting and also walking back to the car. But, yeah, we get over that. We literally, everybody, you bring snacks and drink and friends if you've got them, or, tell someone to meet you there. And we had fruit, more fruit, little smokies. You did, and I would have looked at him and said, "Well, you don't pay me enough to do two people's jobs. Am I getting his pay? Am I getting their pay too?" I did that in front of the district manager, and they go, "Oops." Oh, I went, "Yeah, I don't get paid enough to do that. I'm here, I do my job, and that's it. I can't run for three people." "Oh, hi, how you doing?" And got introduced to the district manager after I said that. They said, "So what did you mean?" I was like, "Somebody's not here." I said, "I have my assigned duties. I'm doing mine the best I can. I will add one or two of their tasks if I have time." I said, "Y'all don't pay me enough to come in here and do two or three people's work. So no." I said, "Minimum wage is not worth my health." They're like, "Understood. But I said, "This is still considered minimum wage." So yeah. And it's really hilarious when the district manager is looking you eye to eye and like trying not to laugh. And my manager is taller than me, and he's like, "Okay. Okay." But yeah, while I was working at that job, I was having to walk back and forth to work, which wasn't a big deal. Well, I got called in to cover for somebody. On the way in, I got attacked by a pit bull, and it was running from a pack of pit bulls. Thank God I had the coat that I did, because I flipped my sleeves down and then I pulled my hood like this. It was a generic Carhartt. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly, Robert. And I told the boss, called, was like, "Yeah, I'm not coming in, Mike, because I'm fixing to get loaded in the ambulance because I got bit by a bunch of dogs." He's like, "Oh, where?" I was like, "Right behind the store." There. Oh. Because if I'd continued walking straight, I had about a block, maybe a little more, to get to the back door of my store. And so another, just a little over that to get to the front. And they were like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm just going to the hospital." I said, "I'll call and get somebody to take me home from there." They're like, "Okay." Boss called and he's like, "You?" I said, "I'm at the hospital." I said, "I have antibiotics. They're going to release me." I said, "But I'm not coming in tomorrow." I ended up going in because the person that called in for me, that called in so I could go, that I went to go cover for, she could not cover for me. Oh, kitty cats. And I went in the next day. Boss said, oh, I gave the district your phone number. I said, okay, well, he hasn't called me yet. So it's no problem. He's like, I said, oh, and by the way, this person, yeah, they can be fired for no call, no show, because I will not be covering for them again. He goes, said, count back. How many times have I covered for them until yesterday? He said a good half dozen or more. I said, okay, the one time I need them to come in and cover for me because it's a legit problem. It's a medical problem. And I really should not be up on my feet. They can't do it. He goes, yeah. I said, do you know why they can't do it? Why? Because mom and dad can't get off their butt and find alternate babysitting. She's the oldest out of 6. Mom and dad make her babysit all the others. And if mom and dad don't get home on time, she can't come up and do her job. And it's everybody else's fault. Yeah, this has been 6 years ago now. But I told him, I was like, I'm not covering for her again. Said if she messes up, she messes up. I'm done with it. I'm not helping. And he's like, oh. About 6 months later, we got a new manager in because that manager went to another town running a completely different store, but he's that good. The new manager, I was supposed to leave right at close. The closing manager and the girl that Dollar General. The closing manager and the other girl were friends. I'm supposed to leave right at close.
Yeah.
She counts down the other girl's money. I looked at it. I was like, where's her drawer? She goes, what do you mean? I said, where's her money? Because she's not running off my number. I said, if my money comes up missing, I said, y'all guys can get fired for it because I'm not. I'm making a phone call as soon as I walk out the door. And literally, as I'm out the door, I'm calling the manager. Yeah, by the way, she did this, this, and this. I said, if my money comes up messed up, I said, it's on her. Yeah, Dollar General cannot keep employees because if y'all guys have seen those aluminum cages that they have all the boxes and stuff stocked on when it comes off the truck, you get one of those loaded with about 150 pounds of dog food. Now, granted, they're the bigger bags or the cases of cans. You're supposed to take that 150, actually up to 400 pounds is what I've seen at the store I worked at. Move it all the way across the store, put it on the shelf, go through the entire thing, top to bottom, put it on the shelf. What you don't have can-wise goes in overstock up top, and then you have to take it back in the stock room, take the, if there were any left over from the last truck, because that kind did not come in, it's overstock anyway, you have to put that on top of the new. And then you have to go through every day and make sure that dog food is stocked. Okay? Then you have those cages full of little boxes. I'm talking this size up to that pink box up there. Just stocked full. And you were supposed to get that entire thing. Yes. You were supposed to get all those little bitty boxes done in an hour and a half. No, they said an hour. I had a district manager do that. I said, here you go. She goes, huh? I said, here you go. You said we have 1 hour to get that entire thing done. And she goes, I can't get it done. Why? You don't have the training for it? Have you ever done it? Nope. Well, neither I have. I said, we can't get that done in an hour. I said, not only am I taking it off, opening up the boxes, checking to see if it's on the shelf. If not, I have to put it up top. Plus, I have to be a cashier. Go for it. I said, go take an hour lunch break. Go for it. Yeah. I said, corporate is running on unrealistic expectations and numbers. We cannot get it done. And yeah, I had one guy flat out looked at him and said, I don't know you. I don't care. Because before I started at that Dollar General, apparently he had helped one of the ladies that worked there, who was having a rough time. He bought Christmas for her kids. Well over a year before I ever started at that store. I had no clue. I said, okay. I said, and here's your total. Have a good day. And he hated me from that day on because I did not sit there and go, I'm sorry. I love you. I don't know. Yeah, they do. I think I was told like every 5 to 10 years they go through and they have a rotating revamp of everything. The Dollar General I was at did that too. We lost probably about a good $4,000 to $5,000 worth of stock because we shut everything down. Obviously, they took all of our shelves and moved them to one side. We were losing stock on that daily. We had the tote boxes that they do that fit like that. Had 2 of them, one for liquids, one for dry. Scan, delete, scan, knock it out of inventory. Take the tote box out, climb up a ladder, throw it in a dump box, throw it in a dumpster, and repeat the process. They went in, they stripped the walls, stripped the floors, redid half the store, moved everything to the other side of the store, did the same thing. And then they moved the front backwards. And it's just like, and I had one guy in there that was just like, he was rude little dude. And his boss, the team boss came in, she was talking up this one guy. I looked at her, I was like, which one is that? I said, oh, that's the dude that can't shut his mouth and get his job done. She goes, what? Just over a year, Robert. Yeah, see, when it was during renovation time, we couldn't do that. Actually, Dollar General, they have to have special corporate permission in order to donate stuff. One of the ladies, she had dogs at home, and we had a couple of bags that came in that were messed up. Now I called, I was like, hey, a couple of bags just came off the truck. I literally saw them dropping as they were coming off the truck. Can I discount them so and so can take them home to her dogs? And he's like, no. He's like, we can't do that. I was like, okay. He's like, don't ever discount anything without calling me. I was like, without my permission. I was like, because she is my assistant manager, she cannot give me permission to discount stuff for her. I said, that's the entire reason I am calling you, because I know you have to give me permission for her. He goes, oh. Like, yeah. And it was a $30 bag of dog food, so. But, yeah, see, we were told we couldn't do that at all. Not during renovation, not during regular time, anything. It couldn't do it at all. So it's like, okay. We just went out there with the tote boxes, depending on how heavy they were. We put the tote box on the dolly and went out. I would go up a couple of steps, reach down, and manager, it would be lifted up one step enough where I could grab it, and then we would both walk up the steps with it. But I mean, we lost the glass jars of pickles, the gallon jars. We lost about 10 of those. And it's like, okay, so all the pickle juice is underneath the shelves. And we lost vinegar and bleach. Thank God we didn't lose any ammonia because that was in plastic. But the way they dropped the bleach off the top, it's like the words I want to say because you're being an idiot.
Yeah, it's like every time when I go to Walmart for bleach, I gotta make sure the cap is on tight because last time I grabbed a couple and bleach came out of them.
Oh, yeah. I've had that happen. So. But yeah, when we have gallon, half gallon, and gallon of bleach up on the top on the overstock shelf, you know, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
But no. Let's see. I just had one, and it's just she was a shift manager, and that's just simply because she was a kid. Hey, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
She was literally. It was my main manager was probably about 5 years older than me. My assistant manager was about 6 years younger than me. Everybody else was 2022. And I'm sitting here right at 30. I'm like, yeah. The only one I didn't get along with was the youngest shift manager, and that's because she played favorites. And she liked the one that did not do her job right more than anything. Now, my fun part was I had a coworker when I first started working in Oklahoma City. She didn't like me because my brother got me hired at the company. I was crew member. I had to be at a different store because he was an assistant manager. And I made no bones about it. Yeah, he got me hired. Do I work for him? No. Can I work for him? No. Literally 2 weeks after I got moved to another store, she started complaining I didn't know my job. I've been here 2 weeks. Of course I don't know my job. You know? But yeah. She was talking to anybody and everybody in the entire company that I was a sorry SOB, and the only reason I got hired was because of my brother. I looked at one of them. Yes, my brother talked to the district manager and got me hired. I said, but she did the interview, and she flat out told him if she didn't like me, she wasn't going to hire me. They go, oh. I said, she told me that I had potential and I just needed to be training. I've been here less than a year, dude. I'm still learning. They go, okay. So what's our problem? I said, sour grapes. Why? Because she didn't get it. She didn't get a promotion like she wanted. But, you know, when you work second shift and you go home every night, taking home a 24 ounce or 40 ounce beer, yeah, you're going to get passed over. Sorry to say. And she did that for like 4 years. I tried to get along with all my managers for the simple fact that if I didn't get along with them, then there's a whole lot of BS I had to deal with. And most of it was stuff I didn't want to deal with. I did have one manager, I didn't get along with him because he hired his buddy in to work overnight shift. And I flat out told him, I was like, he needs to not be here. He needs to go take a leave of absence until he's fully medically cleared. He's like, well, he's used to doing jobs that he's got medical covered. I said, I can't help that. I said, he's called in more times than he's worked. I said, I don't want him here. I said, I can't fire him because it's for medical and he's got paperwork, but he needs to not be here. If he can't do his job, he needs to not be here.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I got transferred stores. Come to find out, when I got transferred, his wife was my assistant manager. She kept trying to get me fired. I looked at my manager. I said, this is not going to work. She goes, why? I said, because she's trying to fire me. She goes, and I said, there's not a dang bit of proof to it, but she's trying. So she kept that. And my boss, I said, you keep your paperwork, I'll keep mine. And we went to the district manager and said, okay, here's what's going on. And I would prefer it be handled in-house, or I will let regional know that I have talked to you and you were not able to find a resolution. And I don't want to do that for you because I like you. She's like, okay. She got out of the lady that, yeah, she didn't want me working there because I didn't like her husband. District said, do you not like her husband? I said, outside off cameras. Went outside, I said, her husband is an ass. He called me at 2:00 in the morning because his buddy didn't show up, and basically said if I didn't go in and cover for his buddy, that I would not have my job. She goes, oh. I said, yeah, I still have it on my answering machine at home. Would you like me to call you this evening and play it for you? Yes. Yeah, call me. She goes, you're off tomorrow morning. Call me. I'm like, not a problem. About 9:00 work? Definitely. Yeah, he got demoted to clerk. She got dismissed. So if you have managers that are idiots, keep the receipts. Keep the receipts, guys. But yeah, your manager telling you to hustle, say, hey, I can only go so fast. I can't move any faster because I'm not willing to get hurt for this job. And, or you don't pay me enough to do two people's jobs. It just depends on what you want to say, but yeah. I can be a mean little and people don't like it when they play FO Find Out. Because I'm at the point in my life. Are you allowed to have your phone on you while you're at work? Because if you are, anytime she shows up, accidentally record her. If you have to, just say, and especially if you have cameras at work, because that's the one thing I did like about Dollar General. We had audio and video recording. If nothing else, do a voice note, say at this, July 16th at 7 a.m. she came up and said this. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
She came up to me on aisle A12 and said this, And if she wants to talk to you, make sure you're under a camera. That way, it's all recorded. But yeah, gaslighting and manipulation. Wunderbar, managers. And unfortunately, it's one of those. Gaslighting is not illegal. Unfortunately, it's not illegal. We want it to be, because God bless how much in the medical profession. I heard a story earlier. Older gentleman had a change in his bowel discharge, and he had said it was a sign of cancer. Went to the doctor, drink more water. Kept happening. Went to the doctor, eat more fiber. Went to the doctor. Have you been doing this? Well, add this, you know. Well, we'll keep an eye on it for 6 months. 6 months, at the end of the 6 month mark, there was bloody discharge. Went in for stage 4. Went in. He had stage 4 colon cancer. He had his birthday. They went in surgery. He had his birthday. 5 days after the surgery, he was gone. And it could have been prevented because the doctor didn't listen to him. But that was the story I heard online. So, but it's like women that have plumbing issues with having children. Okay. Or, you know, there are women that are in their 20s that, because of their life before their 20s, they don't want to have kids. In the United States, you cannot get medically sterilized. A female cannot get medically sterilized without having at least one child, one pregnancy. And a lot of times they will not count any, if you had any pregnancies that did not end in a live birth, they don't count that. My daughter was talking about not having kids. I said, that's perfectly. I said, you make sure that you and your life partner, whoever they are completely in agreement on that. She goes, why? I said, because you don't want to go down that road to where it is no longer an option and your partner all of a sudden wants to start having kids. So you guys need to be on the same page for the rest of your life. But apparently I could go to Canada and no problem. I just got to have the money for it. But yeah, I mean, there's PCOS, endometriosis. They people gaslight on those all the time. Well, that's not right. You don't have that. It's not a big thing. And the medical profession has more gaslighters than they do actual doctors, which is bad, but it's true. And, you know, every industry has gaslighters. We just need to keep track of them and hold them accountable. Now, will it always work? Nope. We're going to do our best? Yes, because if we don't stand up for ourselves, who will? Especially once we turn to be an adult, who will?
Yeah.
And, you know, for the children and adults out there who are not able to stand up for themselves due to medical issues, I pray you find an advocate that will stand there and stand by you and get everything done that you need done. But, you know, we do our best with what we have. Unfortunately, it's not always what we need. We get done what we can get done. And if you've got a lot of health issues and you have a doctor who won't listen, you're not always able to switch doctors because of what your issue is. And that right there, I think, is the worst kind of gaslighting there is. But, all right, guys, we got 1 minute. So I'm going to go ahead and say, y'all have fun. Good night. Stay safe. Stay blessed. And if you want to know what we were talking about, how we got into the subject of gaslighting, y'all guys back up about 15 minutes and rewatch it. But otherwise, stay safe, stay blessed. Arnie?
Yeah, I hope everyone has a good night, and I'll be on tomorrow night with bingo. So,
all right.
So anyone that wants to join in, come on in.
All right. Bye, guys.